fun Friday here. So hope everybody's doing good. See a couple people on already. So 2021. Wow. what a year it's starting out to be. So to be honest with you, I'm not going to miss 2020 too much. I'm really excited about the new year. I know it's been a few weeks since I've done any of the fun Fridays, but we've been real busy and trying to catch up. Had a lot of stuff going on around here, and so I'm glad that today we were able to give you guys a shout. So I see Ray's on. Hello, Ray. Kelly Bender, another Ray. Got two Rays on. So nice. Good to see you guys on. Make sure you give us a thumbs up if you like the video. I'm going to show you guys around the fish room today. I know it's been a little while, so I'll try to take my time today and try to show you guys you know, some fish. Let me know if there's a certain fish you want to see, and I'll, you know, try to, as long as we've got him in the building here, I'll try to show you guys everything that we got going on. We did get another Colombian order in. I think we got it in like right before Christmas time, and I think some of them have already gone up for sale. Drayden's been doing a great job getting photographs of the fish and getting them online, so big shout out to him. Big shout out to the whole gang though, because they've really kicked butt. I mean, you know, it's been very difficult to ship, especially around the holidays, and just to get these orders out and not get backed up on orders. They've been doing a phenomenal job. The whole crew has. So we're getting a lot more new fish on. I know you guys saw a bunch of the new Africans that we've been putting up. A lot of that stuff is you know, fish that we have been working on for quite some time, and then we also got a German shipment in, so we were able to get some of those fish that we weren't going to use for breeders up online. So I know it's pretty cool on the Facebook group that we got to see some of them going in people's tanks, and you know, that's always an awesome feeling to see them go from our tank to your tank. So appreciate all the support on that. And let me flip this camera around and show you guys some fish. So right now we've got 3 rows up and running. All right, and we've ordered the lumber for the next 2 rows. So come next week, we're going to start on row number 4 and row number 5, and we've got all the lumber to start building these racks. So we're going to have those up and running. You know, I'd say sometime, you know, in February. We still are waiting on some of the supplies or materials that we need, like the matten filters coming from Germany. Those are still in the process of getting shipped down here or over here to us. But we're going to go ahead and build the racks, and the aquariums should also be in here real soon. So we'll have the aquariums up and water in them, everything going, and just waiting on, you know, a few things to get them where we could put fish in them. I know I've seen a post where Drayden put the white knight fryer eye up. So those guys are really nice. So I like all the fryer eye types. You know, we got the OB Ali's. Those guys are looking really nice. Got the electric blues. So many color morphs for those guys are being, you know, available. It's really nice fish to go into a peacock and hat tank. There's a white top hares. Those guys are a little bit small. We got some Taiwan reef males that's starting to show some good color. I know we've got the Gold Harbor Lenthrops, and I think most of these are going to be for breeders, because this is the whole Lenthrop species we really like. I know we pulled some babies from these recently. They don't have much color at this size, but whenever they turn on their breeding colors, they are spectacular. We got a 2 Walter Eye left. They're going to be a little bit shy. We got some, those are the white labs. Those guys are really cool. Took us forever to get those guys. Those are hard fish to come by. Some rostratums. The male's looking really nice. For some reason my comments aren't showing up, so I'm going to have to probably pause it here in a minute. This is another friar-eyed type that we got in from Germany. This is the Pink Flash. You can see that male. He's showing some really good color. We got some Chalumbas here. These also came in on that German order. We got some Madoka white lips. Some 2 to 3 inchers. Alright, JD, good morning from Utah. Ah, beautiful state of Utah. I love Utah. Craigers Fish, hello. Joe, Cat's on. What's up, Cat? Jose Guevara, good afternoon. Mike, Houston, Texas in the house. Nice. Russ Stillwell. Maria Hernandez, happy Friday all. Happy 2020. Thank you guys. Thank you, Maria. Harvey, what's up? Ray, Dragon Layer, Chris. Kelly wants to see some rainbow fish. All right. Dave Anderson, good afternoon. Russ is asking for some Z-Rocks. I'm sure we got some Z-Rocks down here, and we should have some sulfurhead peacocks. So I'll keep an eye out for those and show you some. Karen says she's got some green shrimp and blue snell today. Can't wait to see them in the tank. Thank you, Karen. I really like those green shrimp. That's kind of somewhat of a new strain that we've been breeding, and they're really cool. Maria's saying she's got a 120-gallon tank, 3 yellow labs in it. I'm going for peacocks. How many would you say I could put in there? And yes, I'm definitely getting them from you guys. I appreciate that, Maria. So 125, you got lots of room. You know, in my house, my 125, when I was doing peacocks, I kept 20 of them in the tank. But I do know where some people keep, you know, up to like 40 of them in a tank. You know, I do know, you know, with 20 of them, I had good success. You know, and it really depends on what size they are when you put them in there. If you start off with like 2 to 3 inch, then, you know, you could probably, you know, easily fit more in there. I just, I've never been a big fan of, you know, overstocking, which it's real common with African keepers to do, because it does lessen the aggression. But it also means, you know, more water changes and more tank maintenance, and you know, so, you know, but definitely that's something you want to kind of talk to everybody in the group about, and see what they are recommending, because you know, 20, a lot of people would say that's, you know, way under stocking, but I was happy with 20, you know, male peacocks in my tank. And the yellow labs should also do good in the tank with those. You know, my experience with yellow labs is they are not quite the high aggression, you know, of other Mabunas. And, you know, I've done really well by having a small group of yellow labs in with peacocks, you know. There's other Mabunas that, you know, I wouldn't recommend adding with peacocks, but I think yellow labs are a good choice, you know. So, some big blue moor-eyes right there. Alright, so I'm going to keep an eye out for the friar eye. I know somebody's asking about that. I know Kelly wants to see the rainbow fish, so I'll go down to the rainbow section too. Got to see the Cardinal Tetras. This is from that last order, and cardinals are something that's not been easy to come by. So these are wild caught from Colombia, and you know, we're super excited to have them, because that's always a favorite for Planet Tank keepers. And we got a bunch of cardinals in, and they're doing really, really well. So one of my favorite fish, I would have to say. I think in a planted tank, a school of cardinals, there's really not much that could look, as colorful and as peaceful as Cardinal Tetras. These are cool pencil fish that I had never seen before or kept before. This is called a dip-tail pencil fish. And these are kind of new to us. I don't think they're starting to sell them yet, but we're actually doing water changes as we speak on them. But really, really cool. I can't wait to see what those guys turn out as. I've seen Drayden had a really good picture of these guys too. This is a new Tetra, the pink spot Tetra, and they get really nice coloration on them. I know the picture that he took, turned out really well, but really cool fish. We got some red Phantom Tetras. These guys are doing really well. This is also a new fish to me. I've never kept these before, Spirulus. But they're pretty cool. They got a red streak down their body. We got some Emperor Tetras here. So cool to be able to have the tank space to bring in these new types that before, were not accessible to us because we didn't have nobody locally breeding them, and we didn't breed them. So L75s. Let's jump over to the rainbows, and I know somebody was asking about the yellow blaze. Let's see if I can't find the yellow blaze. I know we got some Africans over here. Gizzles. I know the guys put up a big sell on some of these packages of the bigger peacocks and haps recently. Yellow caras. We got some more koi cats. These are from the Colombian order. That's the pygmy cories. We got some auto cats. These guys are doing really well. The yellow blaze should be, we got some here. And there's a few males in there starting to color up. Looks like it's mostly females in the tank. There's a male starting to color up right there. Oh, look at that redfin boy. Look at that guy's really popping the color. Yeah, that looks nice. Amazing how much red he's got on him. Really nice. We got some OB Orly eyes. These guys are looking really nice. We also got some Friar Eye in the tank with them. Let's see what else we got down here. I don't see the sulfur head peacocks, so we must have sold out of them, or they could just be in a section that I haven't been down. So we got so many tanks. It could be in one of these other rows. I'm gonna go to the rainbow section. Adam Hudson question: what small African cichlids would be okay in a 32 rectangle shape? I'd say definitely a Mabuna type. I really like the Mason eye. If you put I don't know, 10 or 15 Mason eye in that tank, I think that would be a really nice tank. Some of the Mabunas do get large, so I wouldn't say, like the red top Hongai types, those guys get pretty big, but there's a lot of the smaller Mabuna types that I think would be great in a 32 gallon tank. Or you might even look at Tanganyikans. That would probably be ideal if you got some Shelleys or, a community tank of Tangs. Tropheus is another Tanganyikan, but that's not really a community fish. That's more of a colony fish where you would want to have, you know, ideally 10 or more Tropheus in a tank, and I think that makes a spectacular display, you know. There's some, that was the Upper River Catherines there that I showed previous. There's some of the bigger Millennium Rainbows. There's some slightly smaller ones, but still showing good color on the Millenniums. We got some thread fins here. Those are looking good. What are the rainbows? Oh, I skipped over the blue eyes. That's also a good option for that 32-gallon tank, is to do some rainbows. So you really can't do any peacocks and halves in a tank, a 32-gallon tank, unless it was like juvies that you were just going to grow up for 6 months or something like that. 32-gallon does kind of limit you on the African cichlids, you know. So I'd definitely say, you know, Mabuna type. You know, even the Maganos, that's another Mabuna that doesn't get too large. This is the Australis Rainbows. Those guys are really nice. What else we got down here? Deepwater Creeks. You can tell these guys just came in to the tank because they're still really shy. It's pretty cool how, you know, when we grow them up in the, we breed them indoors, we grow them up out in the ponds, and then even when they're in the greenhouses, these guys have never been in an aquarium before. You know, they're you know, they act very similar to wild type fish, but then after being in here for a week or so, you'll see them just like these guys, where they're, you know, happy in their new home. So you can almost tell just from, you know, how the fish's behavior is when you walk up to the tank, is if they've been in that tank for very long. There's some red shoulder Severums. I know those have been hard to come by for us this winter, so we were happy to get these guys in. Got some albino Millenniums. Looks like there's only a few males starting to color up. There's a few of them in there starting to get some red. More rainbows. We got the Bozemanii. These are good size. There's a nice male colored up there in the back. A couple younger males starting to color up nicely. Mocha rainbows. We got a few of those guys left. The Kamakas are really nice too. That they never look good to me and the video, but for some reason the camera never does them justice. But that's a really nice rainbow. The emerald rainbows, Guanamensis. Got a couple males starting to color up. You know, some of these rainbows, you know, they're a lot like peacocks, so they got to get some age on them and some size for them to really get their true colors. And then even then, they really need to be in breeding dress with females around for them to show their best colors. Oh, these Blair Rainbows are looking good too. Look at that. That's another one that a lot of times doesn't have their breeding coloration on, but these guys, you can see a couple males in there that are really just fired up. This is a fish named after Heiko Blair, so who has been probably more places than anyone ever has been for finding new and exotic fish for the aquarium trade. Got some turquoise rainbows. Looking good. Got some border rivers. These guys are looking good too. A lot of these rainbows have got some good colors on them right now. Our water temperature in here is about 75. So you're going to see the rainbow fish probably show some of their best colors at that temperature. That's one thing that I learned when I went over to West Papua and collected rainbows in the wild is a lot of these come from mountain streams that are crystal clear. And we went over in the summertime, and the water never gets really hot. It's always cool water. So you know, there is some of the lower land rainbows that, you know, might, you know, do well, especially the ones from Australia that might do well in hotter temperatures. But for the most part, they like it, you know, 75 to 78 would be good. We got some of these guys. This is a fairly new rainbow to us too. This is the Madagascar rainbow, and those guys are really nice. We've only been carrying these for, I don't know, about a month, I want to say. So a friend of mine is breeding them, and I think they're a really cool rainbow. Really nice colors. Some focus on eye. These guys are just starting to get some color on the nose. I'm about to wipe these tanks down. There's a lot of the fronts of these tanks are dirty. Doherty eye rainbows. Again, a couple males starting to show some good coloration. And that's pretty much the rainbow section. I might have missed one or two, but that's the bulk of them. It's actually been a very difficult year getting fish. If we don't breed it, a lot of the guys that do breed fish, they're out of them because the demand for aquarium fish has been just astronomical. More people staying home, has got more people setting up aquariums than we've ever seen before. So it's a good sign that, you know, the hobby is growing, and I think it's also a good sign that people are having more success with fish keeping than what they would have in the past, before pre-internet, or, you know, I know the internet's been around for quite some time, but I think more people have access to the internet than ever before, especially on their smartphones. So, you know, people that are setting up tanks for the first time, I think they have, you know, just a wealth of information. You know, if they just do a little bit of research, they'll have a lot better success than what they used to have before. I'm going to answer some of these questions. I'm going to point it at a tank. This is some green Severums, and then I'm going to answer some of these questions. Chevy Fish is on. What's up, Chevy? Les Edwards, KL, Cyclic Crazies, asking how many tanks will that make? Ooh, good question. Right now we're running probably about 300 aquariums. Let me add it up real quick. 200, 300. Yeah, we're running about 300 tanks in here right now. They're all 40 gallons to 75 gallons. And then we've got another 230 tanks coming. So we'll be somewhere between 500 to 600 tanks up and running pretty soon. So, which has been really nice because, you know, it's allowed us to, you know, carry a lot more variety. And then like these green chromides right here, we had them in here to sell, and then they started laying eggs, and we were able to separate all the other tank mates and just keep a pair in here. So we're actually using this tank as a breeding tank for the green chromides, which is a special fish to me. A good friend of mine, Ben Cuddy, collected these himself in India and gave me some of the offspring. So just a really cool, peaceful fish. It does get quite large, but really an awesome fish. Finally got some of these guys back in stock too. This is the Geophagus Seven Eye, and man, these guys are super popular in the hobby. I was really excited that I was able to acquire some of these last year, and not only did we acquire some offspring, but we were able to breed them. So now, you know, these are all coming from our breeding stock. So really nice geo. You could tell those guys are also really shy. Some spirums, nice big Central American cichlid. So I'm going to point the camera at the tank and try to answer a few more questions. What tank do we want to point it at? How about these rainbow cichlids? Some multi-spinosas. Nice male, full collar in the back there. Chris is asking any idea on when you'll have some Madoka white lips. If they're not up on the website, they should be any day now. If you want to shoot us an email, I just seen a tank of Madokas down there that, you know, depending on what size you want, those were more like 2 to 3 inch, but we should have them up on the website. But if for some reason you don't, shoot us an email and they can check the status of when those Madokas are coming up. And also, you know, we have a waiting list on the website, so if there's a fish that you're wanting that's out of stock, you could get an email notification whenever we do put them back in stock. And I recommend using that because, you know, a lot of times these fish are not only very limited on availability, but they sell really quick. So a lot of times if it's something that, you know, is a fish that is difficult for us to breed or to get, literally like within an hour of us putting them up, they're sold out. So I think that email notification is the best way, you know. Josh Cunningham recommended some tangs, some Shelleys in that tank also. I think that's a great tank for tangs, so I think that's good advice. Thank you, Josh. Denise Bender's on. What's up, Denise? Miss having you come by, Denise. I know you came by recently and picked up some fish. I didn't get to see you, but I am glad that we're able to allow pickups, but I can't wait to hopefully get, you know, this COVID you know, mess where we can start having people where we can show them around again, because it's a lot different than pre-COVID. So pre-COVID days, you know, we didn't have the warehouse set up with tanks, so I'm excited, you know, in the future when we are allowed to start having people come by. Carlos Gonzalez is asking if we ever have adult female Devoisii for sale. No, I wouldn't say. Usually the Devoisii sell so fast when they're small that we never get them up to a mature size. Like usually when we're selling the Devoisies, you know, they still have the spots on them, and they, you know, the Tropheus are not, you know, overly prolific. They don't have lots and lots of babies, so you know, it doesn't seem like we're ever really overstocked on them. But if you're needing females, you can always shoot us an email, and you know, Drayden could look through our breeding stock and see if we do possibly have some extra females. So but I would say, you know, it would be rare for us to list them. Every once in a while we'll grow up a new group of breeders, and we might have some extra, you know, males or sometimes females that we will list, but you know, I wouldn't say that's very often though. So, but you can always shoot us an email, and you know, we could look through our stock and see how we're doing on them. Karen K says warehouse is looking awesome. Thank you, Karen. Hello from Arkansas. Alexis is on. Lynn Chapman's on. Thank you so much, Lynn, for helping us out and being a moderator on the group. The group is just phenomenal. I can't thank you guys enough for you know, what you guys bring to the community and helping people out. It's just I can't thank you enough. Jacob Kelly's on. Sebastian's asking if we have any guppies. You know what? I'm sure we do. They're probably over in live bear section, but I thought we had a tank. Got a few guppies up here. This is the purple moss cows, but I actually think that they're just been breeding them in this tank. I don't think they've been selling any of the purple moss cows. I think it's just a new strain that we got in, and they've been breeding them. But we should have some of the guppies that we have for sale. Let me walk down here and see. Trying to decide. We've been adding and taking away so many fish. I think they're going to be on this row. We've got some gold neons here. These guys are really cool. We've got some red glass, rosy barbs. It's a really nice Tetra right here too. This is the orange flame. Orange Von Rios. These guys are nice. I love Tetras. I think this is the silver tips. Really nice. Actually got some pearl grommies. Some HY 511s. Got one penguin Tetra in there with them. So I don't see, I think the guppies would be down here if we had them inside here. They might not be keeping them in the warehouse here. They might be keeping them in the greenhouse. But, I mean, we do have guppies. Once we get, you know, more tanks in here, we'll probably start carrying all our live bears in here. Right now I don't have the swordtails and platies and mollies in here. Earlier, Gonzalez was asking about the Tropheus. This is typically the size that we sell, and they're not sexable at this size. And like I said, usually that fish needs to be at least 3 inches before you can start sexing them, and even then they're not easy to sex. So you know, that's why we very rarely do we ever offer sexed fish on the Tropheus. Some Julia Colmus, Regani, Burundis, those guys. Earlier when he was asking about setting up a tank in a 32 gallon, this is some of the fish that I would recommend. We also got some smaller Tropheus. These are the Kaiser 2s. I really like the Kaisers. This is one that when it's small, it doesn't have a lot of yellow. But then when it gets fully mature, it gets just a beautiful big yellow band across its body. But even at this size, it's a very attractive fish. All right, I'm going to try to answer some more of these questions, or comments, I should say. Dragon Layers asking what color are the green shrimp. They're more of a dark green. They look really, really nice. Jack's on. What's up, Jack? Good morning. Maria says she's putting her list together as we speak, and I appreciate that, Maria. The support that the hobby has shown us has just been so amazing. Just so thankful. Yeah, Ahmad's talking about that was a great pick for the Bleeding Heart Tetras. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Drayden's got really, really good with the camera. He's been getting some really good photographs. Ahmad's on. That's awesome. Harvey saying, is it blurry or just for everyone or just me? Sometimes it has trouble focusing, but for the most part, it's looking pretty clear on my end. Is anybody else having it come through blurry? Because usually if it's blurry, I could see it on my end. Gregory's asking about red Tiger Endlers. So that's another live bear that we keep in the greenhouse. But as soon as we get these other tanks set up and running, I think you're going to see all the live bears over here also. That's really was the last thing that we didn't bring over to the new building were the live beers, and it's just we didn't have as much tank space, and they do really well in the greenhouse. So when we get orders for those guys, we have to go into the greenhouses. Alexis says it's blurry on her end too. I don't know. See if it's looking pretty clear. I don't know. I have it on 5G. I'm not on Wi-Fi. Usually if I have it on Wi-Fi, it will be kind of jumping in and out of, service where it could be kind of blurry. Some nice ones. I'm going to walk you guys outside too. We're actually having really nice weather. Gregory saying it's a metal building. Yes, it is. Yep. That's no problem, Alexis. I'm glad you're still able to see the fish. Maybe after we upload it to YouTube, that the quality will be even better. I know sometimes when we go live, it's a little bit, not as good a quality. Everybody say hey to Zach. Zach's been working on recovering one of the greenhouses this morning. Let's see if the picture quality gets any better. Oh, I don't know, Ahmad. I can't tell you which ones they were. So there's my brother and my niece Brooke. Everybody's so shy of the camera. So, but a beautiful day. We've actually had a very good winter time. It's got down near freezing, but we haven't really had a cold winter, which is really nice. All right, Ahmad, I appreciate it. Have a good day. Oh, Miriam is on. So she actually was able to go to Puerto Rico this weekend with her daughter. So everybody, Miriam's, a lot of the fish that you guys get when you get your orders were packed by Miriam. So she actually was able to take a little quick vacation to Puerto Rico with her daughter. So that's pretty cool that she's able to tune in from Puerto Rico. Lynn's asking, she recently won a Cobalt MicroView 10. It's 2.6 gallons. Would this be sufficient room for a pair of rams? That's pretty small. Yeah, I think it could be done. I would definitely recommend having something in the tank that the female could get out a direct view of the male, because a lot of times the males will, when they get ready to breed, they will chase that female a lot. So, 2.6 gallons is not a lot of space, but I think if you had something to break the line of sight up so the female could get out of view of the male, I think you could be all right. But that's a pretty small tank. I wonder what they recommend keeping in that. I mean, the only thing I could think of is maybe shrimp or yeah, not much, but I'm sure if it's cobalt, it's probably a pretty cool tank. They've got lots of cool stuff that's going out. So I would say, yeah, I'd almost say you'd be stuck with just shrimp. So or snell. I see Drayden's on. He just answered it. He said he wouldn't go less than 10 gallons. Yeah, I'd say 10 gallons would definitely be, the ideal tank, because the males could be really aggressive, just harassing the female, not giving her a break. So you really need at least enough room that the female could get away from the male. Drayden saying a small school of cardinals. Yeah, that's true. Cardinals, they don't get very big, so you could probably do a small group of cardinals. Nathan's saying, asking, can I put an angelfish in a 29-gallon tank? Oh yeah, for sure. Um, you know, a 29-gallon tank would be plenty of room for an angel. In fact, you could probably keep a group of, 4 of them in the tank. Just know that whenever the angels get, paired off, that they do get territorial, but even in a 29-gallon tank, I think he would be fine. I think Mike Bernard's got some 29s in his room, and I think we've got like 6, breeding size angels in the tank, and they're breeding in the tank even with the other angels in it. Walter likes fish. What's up? Chris is asking about the flower hats. So we don't have any of those in, but we did get some from Germany. So we're working on breeding those. We were able to move a lot of our, stuff that we brought in from the German shipment over to what I call Guy's room, and so we're able to breed those. We're getting quite a few babies, even though it's wintertime, because we keep that room heated. So it's been, I think, a great plus to be able to walk, to be able to have them breed, even though it's wintertime. Because in our greenhouses, it gets too cold in the wintertime. Water temps get down into the low 70s, and the breeding pretty much stops. Meatball Mark's in the house. What's up, Mark? Any redhead Tapajos? So no, unfortunately, I did not see any when I did my walkthrough, and that has been another one, like this Geophagus Seven Eye, that seems like as soon as we put them up online, they sell out really fast. So that's one that you definitely probably want to, hit the notification, email notification on the listing, so you can get a notification when they are back in stock. Because, like I said, when they go up on the website, they are usually not there for very long. It's also, one of the problems is it's wintertime. So, in the wintertime, a lot of your breeding slows down unless you do have a heated room to breed them in. And a lot of your breeders in Florida, they have very limited rooms to breed in all winter. So a lot of the breeding mainly happens in the spring, summer, fall, and then they just have to shut them down in the wintertime, which is not a bad thing either, because it helps give the fish room to recuperate, for more breeding. So yep. Drayton's answering these also, and he says they will be back soon though, so definitely hit that notification bell. So and he says the Steve and I are up on the website. So Stephen LeBlanc is asking if we ship to Canada. Yes, we do ship to Canada, and man, what a awesome thing it's been. Like, before, we had trouble shipping into Canada because, of all the paperwork involved, and now we've got it set up where, you go to our website and you're in Canada, the website recognizes your IP address as being Canadian, and you get a little pop-up that gives you the whole, shebang about what to expect and how it works, and then you check out and we ship the fish to you. Now, the one thing I will say about Canada is that, depending on where you're at in Canada, we might not be able to ship to you right away, because, if you're like in Winnipeg, it's, too cold to be shipping, a big part of wintertime. So, but I do know that we've been shipping out to other parts of Canada that are not extreme cold with success. So, but yes, we do ship into Canada. So, let you look at these juvenile Eureka Reds while I answer some more questions. Supermotos saying he's about to purchase some platinum angels. I went by them earlier, but I'll tell you what, since you're about to order some, I'll go show you again the platinums. I'm not sure what size I'm going to be ordering. These are the juveniles. See a couple of them been nipping at their fins, but That's the juvies. And then we've got some bigger ones. You know, I might have a smudge on the screen because I'm starting to see a little bit of blur also. I could have like a little smudge on the screen. And I'm not sure if he's got these up, but we got, looks to be 4 of the medium-sized platinums also available. And let me answer some more of these questions. Steven's asking if we have red tiger motos or gamodes. We do not, but those are 2 fish that we have had before in the past, and we actually bred them before in the past, and I think we'll bring them back. I have a friend of mine that's breeding some gamodes, and I know we're growing up some gamodes, so you know, you could probably email us, and maybe Drayden will know how far out we are on the gamodes, but I do know those are both really nice fish. Adam's asking if we have the tangs for sale. Yes, we do. So I don't know why it's so blurry. I might have to, after it's all said and done, I think maybe I got a smudge on my lens. All right, I'm gonna try to run through all these comments. And Karen says, I'm really lucky to be in Florida, only about an hour away. Can't wait till we open to the public again. Yes, let's hope that this coronavirus gets better, because you know, it's still you know, a threat, and we definitely have been, you know, limited to just pickups, you know. But we are allowing local pickups, so if you wanted to pick up, you could, you know, order, email us, and we will schedule a pickup for you. Team Ramy, how many unsexed peacocks in a 20 long? I mean, really, it would just have to be a temporary tank for them, you know. But if you got them in a 20-gallon long, I'd say 3-4 months, you could probably grow up a group of them. But you know, you're going to definitely have to move them to a bigger tank, you know. Dexter's World saying Rummy knows Tetras will arrive tomorrow. It didn't work out well last time. Put them in and lost 6 immediately. Do you have any tips to have a better experience tomorrow? Well, I'd have to probably, you know, figure out, you know, a little bit more about how they arrived. But I mean, you know, it could have been a rough shipment where, you know, they weren't doing well. You know, actually there was a debate on the Facebook group the other day about how to acclimate fish. The way I acclimate fish, I used to do the drip acclimation. I no longer do that because you will have a spike in ammonia if you start, you know, doing drip acclimation. So what I recommend is to, if anything, try to get the temperature as close to what the shipping water is, to what the tank water is, and then, you know, get them out of that dirty water and into fresh water as soon as possible. So that's the recommendation. We've been doing this a long time, and you know, even on the wild caught fish coming from South America, we try to get them out of that dirty water and into clean water as soon as possible. So and then, you know, if you could turn the lights off after you put them in the tank, that also is a little bit more you know, relaxing for the fish, to where they don't stress out as bad. You know, you got to think about in nature, these fish do not have a big light shining on them. So, you know, not that once the fish is acclimated, it's a problem, but, you know, but if you want, you could email us, and Drayden could probably give you some pointers on, you know, what is a good process. But basically what I just told you, I think is, you know, the best. So Sohan's asking, what is the status of the rainbow fish you caught in New Guinea? Are you guys planning on adding any new rainbow fish strains. Yes, we are planning on adding some. As far as the status goes, my good friend Jeffrey, who has a breeding facility in Indonesia, is actually keeping all the strains that we collected, and he's actively breeding them. The problem is when this COVID hit, a lot of the flights from overseas were non-existent, and if you could get them on a flight, the freight cost was astronomical. So the freight cost is still very, very high, but we were just talking last week, Drayton and I were, about placing an order with Jeffrey and getting some of those new strains of rainbows available. So so you can look forward to that. I would say probably in the next, probably in February, we'll, if we have these new tanks up and running, we will probably go ahead and plan a shipment for getting a bunch of new rainbow fish in. Dexter's asking how the Oscars are looking. They're looking great. I had the camera on them earlier for a good while, but they're about 2 inches. TW Chisholm is asking about marble convicts. I don't know if we're going to have marble convicts again. Even though I really liked them, they were not real popular. I think we're going to probably go with more wild types on the convicts in the future. There's so many really nice, colorful wild types that I think that's probably more the direction we're going to go with them. Karen's asking about Saturday pickups. Unfortunately, no. On Saturdays is the weekends are usually for everybody to recuperate. We do have somebody that comes in every Saturday that feeds up the fish, but it would be hard for us to schedule a Saturday, so sorry about that. So Ali Sean's on. What's up, Ali Sean? Ripsaw. All right, guys, I tried to show you as much as I could today, so hopefully you guys were able to see the fish without it being too blurry. I'm gonna have to figure out why my camera was blurry today. So but guys, I really appreciate the support that you guys have shown Imperial Tropicals. We've got lots and lots of good things coming, lots of new fish that we're breeding, and we're going to be able to bring in more fish by adding all these new tanks. So hope everybody has a fantastic weekend coming up. Let's push for 2021 to be one of the best years on record for people being happy and getting along. Let's just try to forget about 2020. So everybody stay safe, and if you got any questions, shoot us an email. But thank you again for all the support, and you guys have a good weekend. Thank you.